Thanks for tuning in. Today we're making Jamaican red pea soup. The ingredients for today are the red kidney beans, which was left to soak from overnight. I have some carrots, some chocha, the same thing we call chayote. I have some scallion or green onion, fresh thyme, scotch bonnet pepper. I have some chopped onion, some garlic, some pimento, beans, and I have some sweet potato, coconut milk, and I also have some flour over here, which I'm going to be using to make my dumplings. And I have some seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, some black pepper, salt, which is optional, and I have some all-purpose seasoning. So I'm going to start out today with my peas or my kidney beans. So this was soaked overnight. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to throw off this water and rinse it off and then get it ready to start cooking. So I'm going to start with the kidney beans. So I have washed and rinsed my beans, my peas, and now I added fresh water. So now I'm going to add my scallion, my garlic, and my onion. And even though I soaked it overnight, I'm still gonna save on time by putting it in cook it in the pressure cooker. So while the peas is being cooked in the pressure cooker, I'm gonna get the other ingredients ready. So I'm gonna leave it to pressure for about 9 minutes. If you're using a regular pot, it would be probably about 45 minutes, depending. So while this is being cooked, the peas is being cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and start making my dough to make my dumplings. I have the flour and the water, and I also have salt, which is optional. I won't be using salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the dough for the dumplings. For how to make the dough, you can check out my video, Jamaican fried dumplings, and you'll see how I do the dough. I make the dough. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the dough while the beans is being cooked, and we'll be right back. I'll be right back. So while the bean was being cooked, I have everything else ready. This is my sweet potato, my dough for my dumpling, and this is the coconut milk, and I have my carrots, my chocha, and my thyme, and my scotch bonnet pepper. So the pressure cooker is cooled down. We normally allow the pressure cooker to cool down by itself. So now I'm gonna check. Okay, and this is what we have here. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take out a half of the amount of the beans, and I'm gonna mash them out, and then I'm gonna add it back to the pot. As a matter of fact, I'm changing my pot to the cooking pot. So I'm mashing some of the peas, mash it out, and then I'm gonna add it back to the rest in the pot. I'm gonna add it back to the pot. Another thing too, I'll have to add some water. I'm gonna add some boiled water because remember I cooked it in the pressure cooker, so I was not able to watch the water level, because you want the water level to remain at the same level when you just started cooking it. So I'm gonna add some. So when you're cooking it in the pot, you can be checking regularly, and then you can be replenishing the water. So I've added my water. I've mashed some of my half of the amount of my beans, cooked beans, add it back. So I'm gonna allow that now to come to a boil. Oh, and as we are getting along, just to mention that this is a meatless red pea soup. So normally red pea soup is cooked with pig's tail or salt beef or regular beef, but this is just a meatless red pea soup. So we're gonna allow that to come to a boil, and then we continue. But while you're watching, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. Just click the thumbs up button, giving it a like, and remember to check out my other channel, Darian May Matt Max, and also my shop. The link is on my channel homepage. Also, today I'm using just sweet potato and the dumplings, but usually a piece of yam, whether white yam or yellow yam. A piece of yam is always one of the favorites with red pea soup, but we don't have any of that today. But a piece of yam is good. Also, you could use pumpkin, but I never normally use a pumpkin. I just do with what I have. So I'm really glad that I was able to get this sweet potato, so that I will have something to go with the dumplings. Now I'm gonna stir in my coconut milk, and the coconut milk is also optional. You can also use coconut cream. Allow that to cook for a few minutes. Now I'm gonna add my sweet potato, my carrot and chocho, and I'm also gonna be adding my dumplings. So we pinch off little pieces. If we're making spinners, we pinch off little pieces and we roll it like this, and then we just drop it in the pot. Pinch off little pieces, drop it in the pot. You can also make some dumplings, roll it up in little ball, and then you press it out in the middle, and you get a nice little dumpling. Drop it in the pot. Let's do maybe another dumpling. And then we're going to use the rest of the dough to make spinners. Now I'll be adding my pimento beans, my thyme, and I'm going to be adding my scotch bonnet pepper. But before that, I'm going to add some all-purpose seasoning. So this is where you taste and see what seasoning you need. At this point, if you are using salt, this is where you would add your salt. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, and also a little garlic powder. And a little black pepper. I'm gonna mix it up. And you're gonna taste and see if that is right for you. And when your taste is right, then you're gonna drop in your scotch bonnet pepper. I dropped the pepper in there whole. I didn't cut it because I don't like my food too spicy. So now that we have everything in, you're gonna allow that to cook for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or until the food are all cooked. This is coming up, coming on very nicely. I'm gonna give it maybe another 5 minutes, but you can test for the thickness. If you want, depending on how thick you want it, you can also go ahead and mash out more peas if you want it very thick. But I think this is good enough. So I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes, and then let's see what we have. Also at this point too, you can do another taste test and see if you need to add a little bit more seasoning, maybe a little bit more all-purpose seasoning, but everything is good here for me. Now we're done. We turn the stove off and everything is ready. The last thing I want to do is I'm taking out the scotch bonnet pepper and the thyme. Take out the scotch bonnet pepper and the thyme. And their Jamaican red pea soup is ready to serve and enjoy. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.